and I turn back around, and then there's a brief pause, just a few seconds. But in that moment, I knew that she was not happy. She says, "So that's who's moving in with you." So I'm like, "Babe, come on. She's not moving in with me. She's just gonna be living in the same house as me. It's a big house." But baby girl was not having it, man. Her what the meter was already at max. So this story takes place about 3 years ago, not too far in the past. Now, if you watch my last animation, you know for a period of time I was living with one of my homies named Quinn, where I was staying in his sister's room while she was away for college. This is before YouTube, back when I was still in school. So one day I was chilling out in the koozie with my girlfriend. Then in the distance, I could hear a lot of commotion going on in the house. A little time passes, and then my homie Quinn walks out to the koozie to holla at me. So I'm like, "Yo, what's going on inside?" And then Quinn was like, "Oh, didn't you know? Bianca's moving in today." So I'm like, "Oh, that's right, Bianca." You see, a couple months back, Quinn's mom had told us that one of her friend's daughters was going to be staying with us for a few months. She was joining the military and needed a place to stay while she was waiting to go to boot camp. Now, when she told us, I didn't even think about it, right? I didn't ask questions. I was just like, alright, like, I didn't care. So fast forward back to that day, I had completely forgotten that she was even moving in. Anyway, Quinn goes back inside and I turn around to continue hanging out with my girlfriend. Some more time passes and then I hear Quinn's mom in the background say, "Hey Don, say hi to Bianca." So my girl and I turn around and there she was. Now, I don't know why, but this whole time I thought Bianca was gonna be like this 27-year-old unattractive woman, right? That was just what I had in the back of my head. And I think that's also why I wasn't curious at all about who she was or what she looked like. Well, that was not the case. I turn around and before me and my girlfriend stood this 20-year-old baddie, okay? How dare she? She starts to walk over and listen, I love my girl, okay? To this day, never loved a girl more in my life. But at the end of the day, I'm just an. So as she's walking over, I do the full sweep, okay? The full sweep from top to bottom, analyzing how attractive this girl is. And look, it wasn't on purpose, okay? This is software that is built into every straight man's brain. Like, it only turns off for family members and children. It takes like 0.6 seconds. It was completely out of my hands. This girl had long, beautiful hair, blue eyes, smooth skin, a gorgeous face, and oh, she was thick, boy, thick as f. She comes over and introduces herself, everyone shakes hands, and then she goes back inside. My girl and I turn back around, and then there's a brief pause, just a few seconds. But in that moment, I knew that she was not happy. She says, "So that's who's moving in with you." So I'm like, "Babe, come on. She's not moving in with me. She's just gonna be living in the same house as me. It's a big house." But baby girl was not having it, man. Her what the meter was already at max, so she was not amused at all. But me being a good boyfriend, I was like, "Babe, it's not like we're gonna be roommates or anything. Look, I'm going to school full time, I work full time, and whenever I'm not doing either of those things, I'm with you. So don't worry about it. I won't even have time to talk to her, much less do anything that's gonna make you mad." And listen, I didn't even think she was all that cute, you know what I'm saying? Plus, kinda on the chunky side, if you know what I'm saying. So don't worry about it. You see that right there? That's called lying. That's what a good man does. When your girlfriend feels threatened by some other female that's now in your life, you should do anything to make sure that she feels secure in herself and her beauty as a woman, and make sure she knows that nothing could ever threaten the bond that you have with her. But I knew I was lying. One, Bianca was definitely very attractive, and two, in 2010, a magnitude 7 earthquake struck the island of Haiti. It completely devastated the country, reducing thousands of buildings to rubble. It claimed the lives of over 230,000 people. And it only took 35 seconds. My point being, it doesn't take that much time to ruin everything. But I managed to put my girl at ease and we continue with our day. Now, I meant every single word that I told her about her not having anything to worry about, because I'm a good guy, and at the time I suffered from a chronic case of nice guy syndrome. I was determined not to pay this Bianca girl any attention. So I did just that. We were very short with each other in passing, and on top of that, she was also going to school and work full time. Sometimes days would go by and I wouldn't see her. She was like a ghost, which was perfect. Fast forward a month later and my girl and I are having problems. By then we had been together for a few years and we had racked up our fair share of fights. This was also around the time that I took my first swing at YouTube. I was making computer programming tutorials because that was my major in school at the time. But as you can tell, I'm not doing that anymore. But still, I was really preoccupied with trying to figure it out, and we were seeing each other a lot less often. We were also fighting a lot. So eventually it got to the point where I was like, okay, let's take a break. So we broke up. Some time passes, maybe like a month or so, and then Quinn's mom puts everyone in the house in a group chat to figure out dinner. So I'm responding, and then it occurred to me, oh that's Bianca's number. Because even by then, I still didn't even have her number because I didn't see the point, because again, I'm a good guy. So Quinn says something like, hey, let's go eat tacos. But then Bianca was like, oh, I'm going out with friends tonight. I'll probably just eat with them. So then I replied, just as a joke, oh, what? Are you too good for tacos now? And then she said something slick in return, something like, oh, what? Are you gonna miss me or something? Huh? What do you mean, am I gonna miss you? I don't even know you. We live in the same house and I don't even know your last name. I wasn't gonna take that shit lying down. So I text her separately something slick in return, something like, oh, please, you ain't shit. Now, was that necessary? No. Did I subconsciously know that I was possibly opening a door that I probably shouldn't? Yes. So why did I do it? Because I'm an idiot. So thus begins our back and forth via text. Fast forward to later that day, guess who's home for tacos? So we all eat, and then after I say to both Quinn and Bianca, hey, let's watch something on Netflix. We end up picking the House of Cards, which, all Kevin Spacey allegations aside, great series. Turns out though, Quinn had already watched it. So after a few nights of watching the House of Cards with us, he stopped coming through. And now it was just me and Bianca on the couch by ourselves watching Netflix. And at first, you know, it was pretty chill. We were just watching the show. But then one night we were watching the House of Cards and it was unusually chilly. So we decided to share a blanket that was just sitting on the couch. So we're under the blanket, but there was still definitely space between us. You know, like a good 2 feet of couch, completely uncharted territory. So there we are watching Netflix, and then she slowly starts to take over the blanket, not even trying to get me to come close to her or anything. Just being a woman. Yeah, I said it. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Women are blanket hoarders. I don't know what it is or why y'all are like this, but every girl that I have ever shared a bed with at some point always tries to claim territory over the entirety of the bed. Like it starts off 50-50, which at that point, I'm already going above and beyond if you ask me. Why? Because I'm bigger by like a lot. I'm 215 pounds, 6'5". So logically, I should already have rights to at least 65% of the bed and blankets. But even though I'm damn near 100 pounds heavier and a foot taller, technically we're the same amount of people. So she gets half. Fine. But no, women, never satisfied. By the end of the night, somehow she has claimed 80% of the bed and 90% of the blanket, leaving me just barely hanging on to the edge of the bed, half covered by the blanket, which I don't know if there is a sensation more maddening than being halfway covered by a blanket, right? Either no blanket or all the blanket. That halfway shit, nah, that. So I started to take back some of the blanket, cause I'm like, what the I'm Jamaican, you're white, your people come from the cold, I need this more than you. But of course, her inner woman won't allow her to release ownership of any of the blanket that she's already claimed as her property. So of course, my only other option was to get closer. Eventually, we were real close. Like, her thick thigh was firmly pressed against my thigh, and as a black guy, that's my ultimate weakness. Thick thighs, it's like kryptonite. Even the strongest men cannot resist for long. So it didn't take much time after that for me to turn to her and be like, "What's up?" And then she was like, "What's up?" And then at that point, I realized I'm not a good guy. We get closer and closer. We lean in, and then, before I tell you how this story ends, let me give y'all a lesson real quick on how babies are made. You know, just in case mommy and daddy never ran the birds and the bees by you when you were little. So when a guy and a girl like each other very much, they get together and get cooking in the kitchen. The girl brings a pot with all the important ingredients, and the guy, well, he brings the sauce. So the guy and the girl, right, they get all hot and bothered and they start cooking, right? And just before they finish cooking, the guy can put some sauce in shawty's pot. And if he does, there's a good chance that in 9 months, a whole baby will pop out of the pot. Now, there are a few ways to make sure that the pot doesn't have a baby. One, the guy can try and aim the sauce bottle away from the pot, but that can be a little messy. And if just a little sauce manages to get in the pot, then the pot can still pop out a baby. Two, the guy can put a cap on the bottle, which, not as fun. But you do make sure that no sauce gets in the pot, and thus no babies. That is, of course, unless the cap breaks. Which in that case, well, there's always a Tide Pod challenge. And three, the girl can put a little medicine in the pot, and that medicine prevents the pot from having any babies, even if sauce gets in the pot. And that's pretty much how that works. Now everyone here knows exactly how babies are made, which will unfortunately be very important for the rest of this video. So after that first night of Netflix and chilling, it didn't take us long to start cooking in the kitchen. And boy, could that girl cook. Eventually got to the point where we were cooking almost every night. Your boy was in the kitchen straight chefing. And I particularly enjoyed it because we both love making spicy food. So Bianca would put medicine in the pot so that I could add as much sauce as I wanted. Now the only catch was that we had to keep our nightly banquets a secret. At least that's what we decided, seeing that we weren't too sure how the rest of the family would feel about us having dinner together all the time. It would just make things weird, you know? So we kept it low key. So one day, Bianca and I were just chilling in the kitchen. Not cooking, just hanging out. And I don't know what we were talking about, but somehow the conversation got on the topic of forgetfulness. She said something like, "Oh my gosh, my memory is so bad. Like, I just be forgetting shit." And then I was like, yeah, my memory isn't the best either, but hey, as long as you never forget to put medicine in the pot, I have no problem with your trash memory, with your cute ass. And then she was like, shut up, you're so dumb. I can't stand you. But nah, like, I almost never forget to take him. I've been taking him forever. And then I was like, I'm just playing. Come on, you know I trust you. By almost never forget, you mean like you never forget, right? Like you have a daily alarm or something that reminds you, right? And then she was like, "Oh my gosh, can you chill?" "No, I don't have an alarm. I've just been taking them forever, like I never forget." So I'm like, okay, I'm just saying, you know, we've been making a lot of spicy food and I'm just trying to look out for the both of us, you know what I'm saying? Like, I work at Dick's Sporting Goods, you feel me? They ain't paying me no diaper money over there. And then she was like, "Wow, you don't trust me. I shouldn't have said anything. What, do you want to see the medicine box or something? So now I'm thinking, dang, maybe I am being a little paranoid. Bianca's a grown woman, she's smart, good head on her shoulders, wants to do big things with her life. There's no way she'd drop the ball like that. Maybe I'm tripping. So I tell her no, I don't need to see the box, and that I trust her. So we're sitting down, talking some more, but for some reason, I just couldn't shake the thought about the whole medicine thing. All I could hear in the back of my head was when she said, I almost never forget to take them. So a little more time passes, and then I turn to her, and I was like, hey, would you mind showing me the medicine box? Look, I trust you, really, I do, but like, since you brought it up, I mean, technically it was like your idea. You know, if I saw it, I know I'd just be at peace. You feel me? It's not you, it's me. I'm just crazy like that. I overthink things, and then, you know, next thing you know, it's gonna affect my confidence in the kitchen, and you know, I don't. Fine. She cuts me off and is like, fine, okay, geez, I'll show you the box if it will make you happy. So we head to her room, and I'm standing there, and she's like, looking for it? And I'm thinking, if I had something that I took every day, once a day, I'd keep it in the same place, you know, but whatever, I just stand there not saying anything. Finally, she finds it, and then she turns around. I hear her open the box, and then close it. So now my spidey senses are tingling. I could sense that something was not right. She turns around with the biggest puppy dog eyes and was like, okay, I'm gonna show you, but you have to promise that you won't get mad. What? Why do I have to promise that? She opens the container, takes out the pill pack, and shows me. And clear as day, there was a pill that was not taken when it was supposed to be. She's like, okay, I guess I forgot one day, but don't worry about it. I've been taking these forever. I know how my pot works. I assure you, you have nothing to worry about. I am fucked. How did this happen? How did I let this happen? Our lives are now ruined. They're done. They're done. There's no more. It's all done. We can kiss all our dreams goodbye. I'm gonna have to go to school part-time. I have to get another job. Are we gonna have to get married now? I don't want my kid to grow up without his dad living with him. Oh, what is my mom gonna think? Fuck, what is her mom gonna think? I'm black. I hope her parents are cool white people. That would be problematic if they weren't. Fuck.
Don.
Well, at least she's pretty.
Don.
I guess I can live with this.
Don.
Huh? Oh, yeah, what's up? Are you listening to me? Huh? Yeah. So what are we gonna do about this? Do about what? I just told you, the pot is not going to have a baby. I promise. I tell her okay, and that I guess we just have to wait and see. Because once a month, the pot gives the girl a message whether or not a baby's on the way. And that message was due in about a week. So we wait. 1 week passes, 2 weeks pass, 3 whole weeks pass. No message. And by this point, I am thoroughly shitting myself. Now, Bianca tells me she's still not worried. However, I am just about ready to go and buy a baby test for the pot. But I had to hide my anxiety from her because apparently that stress on her can delay the pot from sending us the message. Now, as I said in my last animation, Bianca was only staying at our house for a few months, and it was about the time that she headed off to boot camp. And still no message. So she packs up her stuff, we all say goodbye, and she leaves. So some time passes, and one day Quinn and I are chilling at the pad, and I get the text. I look, and I see that it's from Bianca, and in my gut, I knew what this was going to be about. I pick up my phone, open the message, and there it was. The pot is having a baby. Psych! Nah, son, I guess Jesus heard my prayers. All 437 of them. Yeah, boy, I dodged that bullet. The pot gave her the message. It was not having a baby. I was so happy, man. I was so happy. I wasn't gonna have a kid. Yeah. It made me wanna sing. So
Taylor about the fucking flex.
I'm not gonna have a kid. I'm not gonna have a kid. Oh wow, yeah. I'm not gonna have a kid. I'm not gonna have a kid. I'm not about to have a baby, yeah. Last night it was more like maybe, yeah. I was on my knees, yeah. I was like, God please, yeah. I wasn't ready for it, I couldn't handle it. I don't want a kid, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with you? But then she hit me up, just to let me know I didn't hit it up. So I don't have to run away now. Guess I know the moral of the day now. If you're gonna go for the throttle, boy, you better put a cap on your bottle. Even if that girl looking like a model. So fun. You don't wanna buy baby bottles, yeah. As always, I want to thank you for your love and support. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Don't forget to like and comment down below. I'll be responding to comments for the whole next hour. I love you, and I'll see you again soon.
I got sauce like a tartar, water boy, I'm a starter. I just